Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime video. Yeah, I know, it's been a long time. How have you guys been? How you guys and girls been? I know, it's... I have no excuse. I know I said I would try to make more content. I couldn't do it. I tried to make several videos during the time of when I said I would kind of try to come back to YouTube a little bit. Couldn't do it. I couldn't find the time, and a lot of stuff I talked about just did not feel relevant at the time, or did not feel just enjoyable to make. I was like, eh. Did you also know, by the way, that apparently if you don't do a video for a long time, YouTube actually demonetizes your other videos? They go, we can't pay you anymore. I didn't know this. That's also partially the reason why I'm doing a video now of all times. But that's only a small reason. Actually, honestly, I've been talking to my friends about this, and I've kind of noticed something that's kind of worrisome about anime. And I kind of want to discuss it with you guys. It's not going to be a super long video. I'm going to make this, you know, relatively kind of a bite-sized video, but I want to talk to you anyways about it. So, you know, I am back, yes. I'm also, by the way, I am alive. I'm not dead. You know, you guys can follow me on Twitter if you guys actually care about any of the stuff I've talked about, or if you want to talk to me, DM me, whatever. You know, I love talking about anime. I love talking about, you know, video games. Obviously, I'm a nerd / geek. I'm otaku. I love all things like that. So you guys can always, you know, text me and find me on various social medias. But anyways, and I have them all, by the way, in the description box below, so you can always look those up too. Now, let's talk about anime real fast. Now, I've noticed, and I don't know maybe if you noticed, anime is becoming bigger and bigger than it's ever been before. Like, it's amazing to me that movie theaters are playing some of the big movies. Like they played the more recent I could think of is Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie that came out before. Then they played Suzume, which came out recently from Makoto Shinkai. It's amazing to me that the West is adapting anime so well that you see on Netflix, you know, series produced by Netflix, the various anime produced by it. I'm just noticing that it seems like every subscription service, which I'll talk about way back when, but I'm gonna talk about it real fast. Every subscription service now has a form of watching anime. Like you can watch anime on Disney, you can watch anime on Hulu, etc., etc. That's awesome. I'm really happy that anime is becoming a mainstream thing, because honestly, you know, some people worried about it doing that because they're like, oh, you know, now people won't be, you know, kind of enjoying the I want to say the lesser known anime as much, because now everyone seems to know even anime that's lesser known, because there's not a lot of shows that aren't getting popular. I've noticed even stuff that isn't super well known is kind of coming out there and people are watching. Like I talked to people that watched Darwin's Game on Netflix, and Darwin's Game was not a big thing to me. I really didn't think it was a big thing. Apparently people watched it because it was Netflix. That's crazy to me. Here's the problem though. It's not because of popularity. It has nothing, like, I want to put this out there. It's nothing because of anime being popular. I think more so anime has recently plateaued. And what I mean by that is anime is losing its, I want to say almost kind of originality and its kind of identity, if I could say that. When any kind of medium becomes more and more popular, obviously it comes at a cost. You know, to make series more enjoyable for people, you have to find this what works for it and what people like about it, obviously. So let's take a kind of still niche genre of anime, ecchi. You know, ecchi is fan service. It's you know, big chests, you know, pantsuit shots, all this stuff. It's stuff that people love, and you know, and Japan really still gravitates to even to this day. And I mean, come on, you know, who hasn't watched ecchi even in the West now? It's amazing that there's plenty of people who have seen some of the more series that like I talked to someone who saw Sekirei, which I was like, wait, you saw Sekirei? Like that was ages ago. They saw it recently because just thought of it. You know, it's becoming a bigger thing, even ecchi. But ecchi's still niche. I still consider it niche because High School DxD is not always known by everyone. Still, you'd be surprised. You know, maybe the anime community, everyone knows about High School DxD, but not everyone in the real world knows about High School DxD. Now, what's scary about anime though, being this kind of having this plateau effect, is that because it's getting such a popular thing, because for example, we'll go back to ecchi again. Because ecchi is what is known to work for the niche category, there's not much that they have to really, like, any anime studio has to do to make it really sellable, if that makes sense. You make a girl with big boobs, you make a girl look really nice, attractive, people gravitate towards it. You make a loli, people gravitate towards it. You make a girl with a nice behind, people gravitate towards it. It's, you know, duh. But that's why it works, because it's still a niche thing, but it's also still a profitable thing. You know, ecchi still has a big audience, especially in Japan. It's still a big thing in Japan. You know, there's still plenty of things people buy, body pillows, etc. We might not buy that a lot in the West, even though there are plenty of people I know now that are telling me about body pillows and like buying them just as jokes, but they buy them anyways. But it's still not as reputable as it is in Japan. Now, nonetheless, though, it makes money because of what it can sell. As recently, why I talk about plateauing is that a lot of series, like shonen especially, they're finding this thing where I notice almost every shonen is staying very close to what makes popular shonen popular. So, you know, One Piece, obviously, you know, what makes it popular so much is the characters, the big overarching world, the story, you know, the fight scenes, the concept, the animation for some people. The same thing could be My Hero Academia. The same thing you could say about Naruto, which is now Boruto, which, you know, Boruto sucks, but it's enough of that. But people gravitate towards it because it's stuff that they love already. This, you know, shonen is still a big genre. It's still a big franchise in its own right. The problem is that I feel like a lot of anime is trying to find its identity in a world of similarities, if that makes sense. I know it may not make sense, but let me see if I explain it better. Look at isekai, for example. Isekai, if you guys don't know what isekai is, or if you're kind of still new to anime, isekai is the concept of someone dying or getting teleported or transported to another world and leading a way better life than the world they're living currently, which is something we all wish would happen to us in real life, but it doesn't, unfortunately, sadly. Or at least, you know, that's what we know about. It might happen to some people, we're not sure of that. But the thing is that it's these type of genres, you know, isekai is booming as of late because people are like, they love the idea of OP heroes. They love the idea of these characters that they can kind of get behind. That's like, what if I lived this world? What if I was, you know, summoned to another fantasy life? What would I do there? It's getting popular, especially light novels for isekai are getting way popular, especially in both, ironically, the West and the East. It's getting popular. I've seen plenty of stores sell out of isekai in America. Like I've seen like Cheat Skill, for example. I've seen it sell out quite often in America. That's crazy to me. And you know, ReZero obviously still does very well, and that's considered isekai. Those are series that are getting popular. It's a genre that's getting very popular. And it's being cloned by other studios. Like constantly I'm starting to see this thing of where it's like OP hero over and over again. Character being summoned to a fantasy world. Character being summoned to a fantasy world, knows magic, learns everything. It's always staying very close to what they know works, if that makes sense. I feel like if you went back to the 90s, 80s of anime always had its own different thing. Like every show was different. You know, they had some, like obviously mecha shows like Gundam, you know, you had always the kind of shows that copied it, like Messenger or other stuff like that. You had all those shows that did that. But at the same time though, they had their own identity. If it wasn't like Gundam, you know, it was trying to be like maybe like Gigantor, or maybe it was trying to be like Voltron or stuff like that. It still had an identity to it. Nowadays, I feel like every show that comes out, I feel like I can almost predict what's going to happen because they're all the same. They all have the same concept of, you know, main character being OP, main character almost dying or coming back to life, whatever, main character being teleported to another world, and then other stories you start to have, you know, like, oh, a kid that's been bullied is now stronger than everyone else. You know, a kid that was bullied is now possible the only one who could save the world. You know, it's cool and all, but don't get me wrong, it's very like samey. Like it doesn't feel like anything recently has been like, oh man, that's so new and different. It feels like I've seen it before somewhere else before. I mean, honestly, in any form of medium, you're gonna always have this thing where once 1,000 shows or 1,000 of it come out, everything starts copying off of it because it's just how it is. Music is the same way. How many rap songs have you heard that sound exactly the same as before? How many R&B songs sound exactly the same? Country music, how many sound the same nowadays? It's unfortunately what happens when you make a genre of anything or a medium of anything. After it's been cloned so much to a certain degree, it's kind of hard not to find another one that's like it. It's not even, this is not a video where I have a solution to this. I really don't think there's a solution to right now what's happening in anime world, because anime needs to be profitable to release. For us to enjoy My Hero Academia season 20,000 that comes out, or, you know, to enjoy another season of ReZero, the studio has to make money. And if it doesn't make money, you're not going to get a second season, or you might risk getting a second season that isn't as good as the first one. It's like, perfect example, One Punch Man. One Punch Man was pretty popular, but if you noticed, it wasn't super popular, not in the East at least. So what they did was, the second season wasn't made by the same studio, it was made by a lesser studio. Not saying a bad studio, but a lesser studio. And I forgot off the top of my head what studio made it, but because of that, it ended up being not as loved because it didn't look as nice. It kind of had like a little bit weaker animation here and there. Some of the fights were still really good, but it wasn't as popular. That's what I think anime studios are afraid of, because obviously if you have this thing where you don't boom with the audience of people watching, which I mean, anything like that, it's not going to make money. And if it doesn't make money, then there's no reason to keep making a series, or it possibly could be the end of a studio, or it could cause a studio to have issues making any further series, or a series that maybe they envision hoping to make later. Now they can't do because it's just going to be too cost effective. I want to say not even cost effective, more like it just wouldn't make cost beneficial for them. Anime is plateauing. I really think that we're getting to a point that we're not seeing it because we love anime, especially the anime community, but I don't think people are noticing that every anime coming out is exactly the same as one another. It's scary, and I hope eventually changes, because I hope there's like originality starts sparking back in the community. But I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? This is what I'm in the video with. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a solution to anime plateauing? Do you think that people can fix anime? Do you think that eventually anime will kind of come back to what it was like in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, I missed you guys. I really, even if this doesn't do very well, I hope it does. But if it doesn't, it's okay. No big deal. I love you guys nonetheless. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. And until we pass across again next review or video, see you guys later. Bye-bye.